있잖아 바라봐 제가 있잖아 바라봐 제가 있잖아 바라봐 제 길이 바라다리 We played that song. We're getting ready for a kirtan this afternoon, but good morning, CSL. At 4 p.m. at the Wellsprings.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone out there at CSL Rogue Valley and Unity of Medford. We'd like to ask you to stand now, if you're willing and able, to sing our opening song, I Start My Day with Love. I'm missing my sheet. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Okay, get ready. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release.
Anton Mizrak and Laura Berryhill, thank you for starting our day with peace and love and joy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in partnership with Unity of Medford. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, Senior Minister, back from my son's wedding. I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about that, and there's a lot of energy up on this stage this morning. Laura and Anton just got back from doing the music at a Silmar. They said the best conference they've ever been to. If you've ever been to a Silmar on the Monterey Peninsula, it's a beautiful place to be, especially this time of year. Rev. Stephanie Clark, as of last week, is officially an American citizen. Yeah, and Reverend Kim Bebo, who did our meditation this morning, she and her wife Karen just sold their house and are purchasing a new one in Ashland. There's a lot of celebrating going on this morning. So let's see. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive faith family. We welcome everyone, no matter where you may be on your personal spiritual journey. And I know there's at least one new person. We'd love you to raise your hand if this is your first time here, just so we can give you a little love. I know Lonnie. Anybody else? Yeah, welcome. Welcome. And a warm welcome also to those joining us online. We're so glad you're with us. So let's see. You've met Laura and Anton. Reverend Stephanie Clark will be doing our invocation and reading. Rev Kim Bebo did our meditation and will be doing sitting high watch right now, praying for everybody. Our video team, let's see, Norman, Barry, Shannon Schnibby, Jason Rummel, and Tom Frederick on sound. Thank you so much. I guess we sang last week, right? Sang Happy Birthday last week. But this week, Ginny Nichols, where are you, Ginny? I saw you come in. Oh, she's in the kitchen. Ginny Nichols brought her birthday cakes this week. So be sure to join us afterwards. Yeah. I think that's it. I am going to invite you, if you have not done so already, to please put your cell phones off or in airplane mode. We're going to take a collective deep breath right now, turn it back over to our musicians to prepare us for our invocation and reading. And so we allow the music to take us ever more deeply inwards, becoming still, tuning in to that which is infinite, everlasting, eternal, not bound by time or space. The power, the presence that some people call God. The power, the presence that is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omniactive. It is that which I am, and it is that which we are.
And we are joined here this day by divine appointment. Something wants to be birthed here this day that can only be birthed with this particular configuration of souls. And so I speak the word for this sacred service and know that it unfolds in accordance with a pattern of perfection. The high and holy purpose of the Spirit is being revealed here, that all of us might remember who we are as beings of the divine, as beings of love and light, beings of awareness. I'm declaring that the shackles of humanhood fall away this day. Everything that is not true, everything that is a lie, is exposed in the light of pure awareness and can no longer sustain itself. So the truth is being announced here this day, and it is the truth that sets everyone free. Free from all the misperceptions of reality. And I know that our lives from this point forth are blessed and ever blessed. I am so grateful for my dear sister, Reverend Kimberly, and for her sweet message of love and truth. I know that she has been prepared over lifetimes to deliver this talk on this day, and that each one here has been prepared to hear this talk in the depths of their hearts. I bless all the volunteers, everybody who has said yes to sacred service, to allow for this particular gathering of souls to be the best it can be, to be the most transformational, the most uplifting, the most beautiful, the most love-filled. And so I know this service is blessed. Everyone who participates is blessed. The work of the Spirit is being done here. And I say yes to that. And I do give thanks for everything that is unfolding in grace, in ease, in wonderful ways. And I release the word into law, and I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. So, if you don't know, I'm telling you now, we have a Hawaiian fundraiser today. It's hula dancing. Who's planning to be there? Good, good, good. So, in honor of the Hawaiian theme, I'm sure most of you know the Ho'oponopono practice of I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Well, what I learned is that's only the distilled essence of a much longer prayer. So I'm going to read the prayer today. I come before the divine, the source of all aloha, with an open heart and a willingness to heal. I acknowledge the hurt, the burden, the disconnection in me, in others, in the world. I'm sorry for the unconscious patterns I have carried, for the pain I have caused, knowingly or unknowingly. Please forgive me for the ways I have forgotten the truth of our oneness, for any fear that I have projected into the sacred space between us. I love you, for we are strands in the same lay of life, woven from the breath of spirit, bound in the aloha of unconditional love. Thank you for this chance to return to wholeness, for the grace that renews us, for the light that always finds its way home. Let this moment be a clearing, a return to pono, to rightness, to right living, that we may walk again in harmony with ourselves, each other, and the earth. Aloha. Amen. Thank you.
We invite you to sing on the choruses of this song, which should be on your screen. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
And I hear this voice of love. It is singing through my life.
It is all I am, every part of me. It is all I choose to be. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
Us.
Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Beautiful, you two, thank you. And thank you to our slide team, and thank you to Milt, who suggested a couple weeks ago that it would be nice to have the lyrics up. And thank you to Jason and Shannon for getting that done. Thanks so much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I decided not to go rogue this month. The suggested theme from Centers for Spiritual Living was On the Wings of Love. And I figured you can't get much better than that. So it's interesting because if you were here last week, Reverend Michelle Ariano did a beautiful talk, a heartfelt talk, and really launched this theme. I don't think she even realized that this was going to be the theme for August. If you did not hear her talk, I highly recommend you listen. It was kind of her goodbye to, she's moving this coming week to Colorado, vows that she will be back, but she's moving to be with family. So this morning's talk I've entitled Launching Love. And it's interesting, this morning I sat down to meditate, and I've got to confess, the last week has been so busy. I was at Disneyland most of the week, getting up early, staying up late. I wasn't on a meditation cushion very much. And I finally sat down this morning, and I immediately got a message. And the message was something like, if I remember it right, you are loved, you are blessed, you are guided. I am here. And then the message was, let me in. Let me in. And I started to cry because I hadn't really been, I've been letting love in. My whole week was about love, but I hadn't been still enough, you know? Do you ever get to that point where you're just not still enough to listen and hear? And when we get still, we are so guided. We are so blessed. And we don't have to do life alone, ever. Whether we're married, single, or whatever, we don't have to do life alone. I was reminded of a couple of my favorite Bible passages from Psalms. This one, let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life. And the other was Psalm 139, where David says, where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. That is truth, my friends, yes? Yeah. So I was going to start with a story, and I'll tell the story a little later, but first I want to tell you the story of this weekend. I was honored to officiate at my son's wedding. And the kids didn't ask me right away to officiate, and I was wondering why that was. And when we finally talked about it, they said, well, we thought maybe you'd like to just be mother of the groom. And I said, oh no, I wouldn't want anybody else to bless this wedding. So, boy, talk about launching love. I mean, what's a wedding about but launching love, right? It's launching a married couple's life and doing it with the love of everybody who loves them, their family and friends. So I want to show you a picture of Tony and his bride, Sarah. This is at the reception. And the love there, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This wedding took place at Disneyland. The ceremony took place in the gazebo in the Rose Garden at the Disneyland Hotel. So if you notice, Tony's tux is multicolored. If you could see his shoes, and if you're my Facebook friend, you will see a photo. His shoes were red sequined glittery sneakers. At the reception, the groomsmen had lightsabers when they came in, and they made an archway, and the bridesmaids walked through. They were white lightsabers, and then Tony and Sarah came in arm in arm, and Tony had a colored lightsaber. It was magical. It was just absolutely magical. The Disneyland staff said to them, you know, a lot of people have weddings at Disneyland. You guys had a Disneyland wedding. So what an honor. And you know, how many of you have been at a wedding and come away just feeling love and uplifted? You know, it's such a joyous, joyous occasion. So I wanted to share with you, on the wings of love, in launching love, I wanted to share with you some of the things I often say when I marry a couple, when I officiate. This is my little wedding booklet. I do it like this because I can hold it in one hand and turn the page with the other hand. In the beginning, when I greet the crowd, I say to their family and friends, each of you has been invited here for a sacred purpose, not just to witness, but to fully participate with your thoughts and prayers to bless this loving couple and their married life together. As you bless this marriage with your warmth and love, your understanding and wisdom throughout tomorrow and tomorrow's tomorrows, we ask that you keep their love in your prayers and in their heart. And I believe that's true. You know, you're not just there to watch, you're there to love and to launch their married life together. Then the vows, and I had several people ask me for these. This is part of the vows. Oh, I gotta tell you, they were gonna write their own vows. So I didn't bother to bring the vows. I made up my little booklet with my script, and then the day of the wedding, when I was taking my granddaughters into the Bibbidi Boppity boutique to get their princess, gear, the kids text me, we need vows, and I'm like, I didn't bring them. Luckily, my sister Kristen was a minister for 18 years, so I emailed her, and she emailed me the vows. So here's what they are. Actually, this isn't, is this part of the vows? I may have lied. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to read these, and I invite you, if you are married, to think about your beloved. If you're in partnership, to think about your beloved. If you're single, I invite you to take in these words as if it is God, Holy Spirit, speaking to you, because we are all loved by a mighty love that's bigger than we can ever possibly imagine. I give this ring from my heart to your heart. With this ring, I give you my promise that from this day forward, you shall not walk alone. May my heart be your shelter. May my arms be your home. May we walk together through all things. May you feel deeply loved, for indeed you are. I feel so honored to call you my beloved, or my wife, or my husband. So this is how we launched their love. They are now in Tahiti and Bora Bora, and they sent a picture to Sarah's mom drinking coconut drinks with coconut fronds on their heads, and I have never seen my son look so relaxed. They're both attorneys, and so getting everything ready before they left was nuts. But what an honor, and just rising with that love. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you more if I have time, but let me move on. So how I was going to begin this talk this morning until I woke up and Spirit decided to change everything on me, as often happens. I was going to tell you this story about the two wolves. I'm sure most of you have heard this story before, but it's so apropos here. And I probably can't find it, so I'll probably have to, there we go. An old Cherokee chief was teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he told the young boy, a terrible fight between two wolves. One is evil, full of anger, jealousy, regret, greed, self-pity, and false pride. The other is good, full of joy, peace, love, humility, kindness, and faith. This same fight is going on inside of you, grandson, and inside of every other person on this earth. True, yes? The grandson ponders this for a moment and then asks, "Grandfather, which wolf will win?" The old man smiles and simply says, "The one you feed." The one you feed. So my talk this morning is about which wolf are we going to feed? The beautiful book of the month this month is a book by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. It's called Teachings on Love. And Thich Nhat Hanh says we all have the seeds within us of love, right? But we also all have the seeds of hate. Unfortunately, most of us when we were young and all through our life get hurt. We get hurt in many ways, sometimes by people we deeply love. And that creates seeds of protection, of isolation, of distrust, of anger sometimes, and even of hatred, and even sometimes of revenge. And we can feed those seeds, we can water them, or we can look at them. We can move through our shadows and release old hurts, because frankly, I see so often, and you probably do too, that when people react, somebody's dissing me, somebody betrayed me, somebody whatever. You know, if we truly didn't have these seeds of past hurts within us, we'd probably look at that person and go, wow, they're having a tough time today. I'm sorry for them. We wouldn't take it personally. So it's an invitation to me, and I think to all of us, to uproot those seeds and to water instead the seeds of love, for we are deeply loved. We're here to love. We're launching love for each other every day in every way if we concentrate on it. The Buddha, according to Thich Nhat Hanh, said this. He taught that it's possible to live 24 hours a day in a state of love. I feel like I did that this weekend. As for the rest of my life, I'm not so sure. Every movement, every glance, every thought, and every word can be infused with love. So this book of Thich Nhat Hanh's, I believe, is a manual of how the heck do we do that. It sounds like an impossible task, especially these days when there's so much animosity being thrown around and dissension and division. So according to the book, there are 4 elements, 4 practices that help us launch love and live in love. They're called the 4 immeasurable minds by the Buddhists because if you practice them, they will grow in you every day until they embrace the whole world. Isn't it true when you're in the presence of someone who is loving and happy and exuding love? Doesn't it? It's contagious, yes? It spreads. We can do this. So here are the 4 immeasurable minds, the 4 practices. 1 is loving kindness, which simply means the desire to offer happiness. 1 is compassion, which is the desire to remove suffering from the other person. Then there's joy, the desire to bring joy to the people around you and allow their happiness to bring you joy, to be open in that way. And finally, equanimity, the desire to accept everything and not to discriminate. Now, what does that mean? In other words, you love because all beings need love, not because someone belongs to your family, your tribe, your political party, your country, etc. We don't discriminate, we simply love. And I was thinking this morning that there was something in the wedding that reminded me of this. Yes, it's not the ring exchange, which is what I read before, but the vows that my sister sent me. So it goes like this. Tony, do you choose Sarah to be your wife? Will you love him, comfort him, and respect him? Will you share with him your concerns and disappointments, your aspirations and your triumphs, your hopes and your dreams from this day forward? And I think those are great wedding vows, but they're also, isn't that what we're here to do for each other? To lessen someone's suffering, to listen to the celebrations. We've got so many of them going on in this room today, but also to listen to the trials, to listen when someone's suffering, because the very act of just listening is healing. Yes? Yeah. So again, the 4 immeasurable minds: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. I want to do a little meditation with you. The book is filled with meditations, and many of them are metta meditations, and I'm sure many of you have done one of these, where you first bless yourself, and then you bless someone you don't know well, you bless someone you love, and ultimately you bless someone who you have issues with. And the reason we do it in that order is, well, let's think about when you light a fire. You start with straw, and then maybe some small sticks, some kindling, and then you put on a small log, and then larger logs. And eventually, when the fire's going, you can probably throw on a green log or a log with moss on it, and it'll burn, right? So the practice is to get us used to sharing loving kindness, all those immeasurable minds, with someone with whom it's easy, and eventually working our way up. So from the book, and Laura's going to accompany us and Anton with their bowls and music. Let's begin with ourselves. Just close your eyes if you would and take in these words. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be safe and free from injury. May I be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. I invite you now to think about someone you like, someone you know and like. Perhaps you don't know them real well. And as you bring them to mind, Let's send this meditation of peace to them. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from injury. May you be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. Now think of someone you love, someone you're close to. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from injury. May you be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. Finally, I invite you to bring to mind someone the mere thought of whom makes you suffer. And in your heart, say to them these words. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from injury. May you be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. And finally, may we all be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May we all be safe and free from injury. May we be free from anger, afflictions, fear, and anxiety. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you. So the Buddha says, after you do a love meditation like that one, we meditate on our perceptions. It was interesting. Reverend Kim's meditation this morning was about perceptions. Sometimes what we see doesn't really reflect reality or what we perceive. And the Buddha says that the person who suffers most in the world is the person who has wrong perceptions. If you know Byron Katie's work, she often will say to people when they're talking about something that bothers them, is it true? And when they think about this perception they've been holding, oftentimes they're going, well, I'm not sure, maybe not. How do you know it's true, she'll say. And if we shift our perception, it's what the Course in Miracles tells us, is a miracle when we shift our perception. So the Buddha says to write this calligraphy sentence on your heart. Are you sure? He says, write it on a piece of paper, and in these days, I'd say, put it on your bathroom mirror. So when we're walking around all huffy or in this perception mode of, anger, fear, whatever, asking ourselves, are you sure? Are you sure? I experienced some of this perception problem preparing to go to the wedding. It was at Disneyland, and there were 2 days planned in the park with like 23, 24 people. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm kind of a mixture of an introvert and extrovert. So while I enjoy Disneyland, it's really a happy place. Going to Disneyland with 25 people and I just thought, oh my gosh. So I and some other family members were like, not real excited about that. And so I prepared myself before I went by using a mantra of, I'm going there to love these two and help them launch their love, and I am going to go with the flow. I'm going to send love. I'm going to enjoy. So my perception was this is going to be tough. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. Sarah had prepared, we all had lightning passes, and I don't know if you know what that is, but you go on your phone and you make a reservation, and she had mapped out which rides we were going to go to when, and she had even scheduled in snack breaks and meal breaks. It was flawless, and it was fun. And let's face it, if you're in the right mood, Disneyland can be a blast, right? Just a blast. So it's really interesting. My attitude too was they're spending so much money. They paid for the wedding. They're both attorneys. They could afford it better than any of us could. And I just thought, it's a lot of money. And I got there and I went, you know what? This was a priceless experience for everybody there. Sarah, at the end of the day, said, this was the best day of my life. She said, everybody I love was here. And I thought, okay, Kim, get rid of those perceptions, those preconceived notions. Let's get rid of them. Let's be open. Let's do what the Buddha said. Are you sure? Are you sure? The other thing in the book that Thich Nhat Hanh writes about were perceptions that are created. He says, so many people in our society were molested as children. I will not ask for a show of hands, but I know from my work with Child Help, I used to work for a nonprofit called Child Help. We train teachers to teach a child abuse prevention program to children. And the statistics at the time were so sobering. I can't remember what they were, but it was something like 1 in 5 women were molested as children in some way, and maybe 1 in 6 men. We don't think about guys so much, but they are too. And as a result, Thich Nhat Hanh is writing that so many of those people end up spending a life kind of closed off, fearful, angry, etc. And he says their fear and hatred never cease, their self-esteem remains low. If they can learn to look deeply at their abuser's pain, they can see the source of what happened. And that their abusers are prisoners of a mind poisoned by anger, craving, and delusion. And I've shared my story before. My dad sexually abused all 3 of us. And I spent 5 years in therapy to dig out those seeds and water the seeds of love. It was not easy. But in the end, what helped me truly forgive was being able, after getting out so much of the anger, to take a look at why he might have done that. And developing compassion, because here was a man whose father abandoned the family when the stock market crashed in 29 and he lost the family fortune. His mom then abandoned him and sent him to live with her sister and husband, you can imagine. And then there was World War II, which interrupted his college career. And during the war, his younger brother Bill was shot down and killed. He was a fighter bomber pilot. So think about the loss and abandonment. He became an alcoholic, highly functioning alcoholic. But you see, when I developed compassion for what he had gone through, it enabled me to understand, not that it was right what he did, but to let it go and to forgive. Again, shifting our perception, allowing the love to flow, and understanding that love was the truth between us and always has been. Love is the truth among any one of us. Ernest Holmes said this: have enthusiasm, and above all, have a consciousness of love, a radiant feeling flowing through your consciousness at all times. Treat yourself until you have an inner sense of unity with all good. What a beautiful bit of advice, yes? So as we are launching love this month, I invite us all to practice those 4 immeasurable minds, those 4 beautiful practices: loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity, towards ourselves first, right? Because if we can truly love and be compassionate and gentle with ourselves, it's much easier to do that for others. Let us water the seeds of love that are in here. Let us dig out those seeds of hate, of resentment, of hurt. We all have them. Let us have the courage to look at the shadow and turn to that love, that all-encompassing love of God that is always with us, no matter where we are, no matter what we're walking through. We are loved. We are held in the hands of divine love. And let us radiate that to each other. We can send that ripple of love all across the world. Are you with me? Let's go into prayer. What I know is there is one presence, one power, one infinite life, one infinite mind. No matter what we call it, God, creative intelligence, source, creator. It goes by so many names. The physicists, the quantum physicists would simply call it quantum consciousness. It is everywhere present. It is all-knowing, and it can do all things. It stands ready always to guide us, to lift us, to supply us. It knows the desires of our hearts, perhaps before we're even aware of them, and certainly before we speak them aloud. I am one with that presence. I am made of it, and that's the truth for each one here. And if God is love, we are each love. We are born into this incarnation in these physical meat suits, biodegradable meat suits, to express love. That's who we are. That's what we are. That's what we're meant to be for ourselves and for others. And so I know this week, as we open to love, as we vow to remember the infinite love that always encompasses us, as we learn to radiate that love, as Ernest Holmes advised, as we learn to practice compassion and loving kindness and equanimity, open to loving everyone, not just our tribe, and as we not only exude joy, but allow ourselves to feel the joy when others around us exude joy. Oh my gosh. Love is launched. Transformation happens. And we know that we are one. We are one with God. We are one with each other. There is no separation. I'm so grateful for these teachings. I'm so grateful for this beautiful monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, for Ernest Holmes, for the Bible and all of the sacred scriptures that basically deliver this same message. I bless everyone this week in our journey of unfolding in love together. I release this word with great gratitude, knowing these words are heard. This prayer is done in the mind of the divine. And I invite us to say together, and so it is. Amen.
We're going to invite you to join us in a chant for compassion. The words Om Tare Tare Tut Tare Ture Soha. And as they do this in the Himalayas, we're going to begin with a sound offering to let the unseen beings in the vicinity know we're all about to do something important here. Tare tare, tu tare tu re soha. Om tare tare, tu tare tu re soha. Om tare tare, tu tare tu re soha. Om. tare tare, tu tare tu re so, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so, om. Tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om. Tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha. Tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha, om tare tare, tu tare tu re so ha.
Thank you all. Beautiful. Does not seem quite right to clap after that one, does it? Time now for our tithes and offerings. Ellen and Vivian are ushers this morning. So, as always, a big thank you to those who continue to support us here at Center for Spiritual Living and Unity. There are envelopes behind the purple chairs if you need them for cash. Let's say our affirmation, our giving affirmation. Coming up. You guys have it? There we go. Ready? Graciously I give from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. That is a beautiful intro to my first announcement. Thank you. After service today, 12:30, Julie Sorensen will be leading a hula class. And I understand you can even do it in a chair. Yes, Julie, where are you? Where are you? Yeah, you can even do it in a chair, so don't let that it's all about the hand movements. So please join us. And she's accepting love offerings and very generously donating any proceeds to the center. So it's a very fun thing, and it's also a fundraiser. Thank you, Julie Sorensen. She teaches this. You're teaching a class right now, Julie, at RogueX? Yeah. So see Julie if you're interested in advanced lessons. Tomorrow, men's group meets at 11. On Tuesday, as always, we have Tai Chi at 10 and poetry as spiritual practice at 11. Let me say a little something about poetry as spiritual practice. I keep hearing people say, poetry, it's not my thing. You know, in school, a lot of us got turned off to poetry because we were asked to analyze a poem and what did it mean, and it was a right and a wrong answer. This is not what that group is about at all. This is about taking a poem that is a very spiritual message, reading it several times. It's a process called Lectio Divina, which is an ancient process used centuries ago by monks in monasteries to study divine scriptures. And everyone is asked at one point to hear a shimmer, some word or phrase that stands out for you, and then you write what you associate with that. And inevitably, I started this group last summer, stopped in the fall when I started teaching classes, and the group wanted to continue. So Karen Jordan is beautifully continuing it. And you go deep. I mean, it's somehow that shimmer always touches your chronic issue, whatever it is. And so you don't have to share, but the group gets very deep and shares. And it is just wonderful. How many of you have gone and love it? Raise your hand. Yeah, I highly, highly recommend that. And try it. It's a group that you can go to. It doesn't cost anything, and you can try it. You don't have to go every week. Let's see what else we got going here. On August 23rd, coming up from 10 to noon, Reverend Laura Stewart and Kathy Green will be facilitating a youth leader training session to anyone who's interested. Laura, did you want to do this announcement, or do you want me to? Okay. So it's people who are interested in teaching our children in the fall. There's talk of possibly doing our children's program for starters once a month and then building it. But we need people willing to teach. So you wouldn't be teaching any more than once a month, maybe less. And Kathy has been working on curriculum like, maniac isn't the right word. She's so excited about writing curriculum for all the different age groups. And so you'll be experiencing it and exposed to it. The materials are based on spiritual principles that we teach to adults. If you were here a couple weeks ago, you got a taste of what that involves. So there's a sign-up sheet in Bosworth Hall if you're interested in being trained and considering being a youth leader. There's also a sign-up sheet, and Ellen, did you want to do an announcement live? There's a pet blessing coming up on my birthday, September 20th. It's a Saturday, and we need people to help out with that. There's also a sign-up in Bosworth Hall, and Ellen's going to tell us a little more. I did? Oh, well, thank you. Oh, no travel group this month. Okay, no travel group meeting this month. It's summer. Anyway, that pet blessing will be a lot of fun, and Reverend Laura's helping out with that. If you want to help, sign up in Bosworth Hall. If you don't get our weekly e-newsletter, the sign-up sheet again is near the back door in Bosworth Hall. The prayer box is in the back of the sanctuary. Please request prayers. The practitioner corps and ministers are standing ready and willing to do prayer. You know, Reverend Michelle did a really nice invite last week. You realize that our practitioners are trained to pray for you and know spiritual truth for you. They have spent at least 2 years of classes before 2 years in practitioner training to work on their own stuff to get aligned with divine good. So please do not leave here with a heavy heart. I'm going to invite our practitioners and ministers to come up front right now. And after service, they're available for what we call a 5-minute miracle. And I know some of you did so last week. Oh, Ginny, birthday cake. Yes, Ginny Nichols wasn't here last week, but she had, oh, and don't miss that, man. I don't eat a lot of sugar, but man, I always have Ginny's birthday cake. Gluten-free and regular, yes. The gluten-free one is vegan and no processed sugar. All right. So come on up. Rev Stephanie, Rev Laura, you got 3 ministers, Rev Kim, are here to pray with you. You can pray up here in my office or in the living room. I think that's about it. I do have something I wanted to read for our benediction before we turn it back over to our musicians. If I can find it. This from Ernest Holmes. If we would look for a God of love, we must look long and deeply into each other. We must look away from the differences until we penetrate into the unity of the whole. Love alone reveals love. Hate but hides the gleam. And so it is. Stand if you're able for our closing song.
So we are going to teach you a new song today, really new, 2 days old.
New to us.
And we're going to teach you the chorus first. So be patient with us and yourselves today. We'll teach you the chorus, and then it'll be a little call and response, so you can hear the line and then sing it back. My heart is free, and my heart is free, and my heart is free. Just spontaneously sing this. And my heart is free. Okay.
1, 2,
3, 4. Hold a little light inside you. Dream a little dream today.
Carry it along beside
Okay.
you.
Give a little light away. We hold a little light inside us. Let's dream a little dream today. We'll carry it along beside us. Let's give a little light away. A little or a lot, light is always what we've got. Now the chorus. And my heart is free, and my heart is free, and my heart is free, and my heart is free. Light is calling me. Now back again. Hold a little light inside you. Dream a little dream today. Carry it along beside you. Give a little light away. We hold a little light inside us. Let's dream a little dream today. We'll carry it along beside us. Let's give a little light away. A little or a lot, light is always what we've got. And my heart is free, and my heart is free, and my heart is free, and my heart is free. Light is calling me. Thank you, everyone. Next time we'll put love and joy and peace in there too.